Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're now joined by head softball coach Brittany Bennett. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We got the chance to talk to you for the first time in the middle of February. Since then, the Lady Braves have been pretty successful on the diamond and are 15-11, just past the midway point of the season. Give us a progress report on where your team is now and what you expect from them over the last 20 games of the regular season.
Well, I'm okay with where we're at right now. I still think that we could have done a little bit better in our first 20 games or 25 games or so. You know, I'm happy with where we're at because we're a lot better off than we were last year at this time. But, you know, a lot of games that we played in, we've lost by a run or in extra innings. And what we're trying to do is just get over that hump. Our progress report is that we know that we can compete this year and that pretty much every game we've been at, we've had a chance to win. And I think they're learning how to handle that pressure and be in close ball games. And I think that's just really what we've been working on. And I tell them all the time we want to play our best ball at the end of the season instead of at the beginning. So I expected us to kind of be a little bit roller coaster at the beginning and try to set our lineup. But now that we're in the guts of it and conference, you know, I'm just trying to make sure that we understand the fight and we understand how to stay in the game and be in both games of the conference doubleheaders.
Well, you inherited a team that finished 9 games under 500 last season, but yielded a very competitive squad game after game this season. What are some of the biggest differences in your team from day one of fall practice until this point?
Well, I think they don't think I'm so crazy anymore. You know, you're a new head coach, and they don't know what to expect. And I think part of that is because I've hired Kristen Hobbs, and there's a lot of things to be said about her and the consistency that she has within being an alumni of our program. And the girls are familiar with her, and I think she's done a really good job in the time that she's been here. So I think that's the first battle, is just having some help, and there's some good help there. And I think just overall, you know, they worked hard all fall, and they've worked hard all spring, and they weren't sure. They weren't sure if it was going to work or not, and it's paying off. And I think that's kind of where we're at now. It's like, okay, all right, we're not bad. All right, let's compete, let's fight. And I think they're just in a different place than they were 7 months ago, and I think our program's in a different place than it was 7 months ago.
Well, you rank in the top half of the Peach Belt Conference in a number of offensive categories this season, including a league best 46 sacrifice hits, while also ranking 4th in extra base hits. What has the success at the plate this season done for the overall confidence level of this club, and what are some of the things that you have taught your players this season from an offensive perspective?
Well, I think they go together. And at the very beginning, I told them that really our goal was just to stay in our bats as long as we could on the offensive side. And, you know, we talked a lot about how they have a lot of people on base in the past, but they weren't able to move them. So it doesn't surprise me that we're leading the league, because this is what we're working on all the time, is how we can move runners and how can we get them in scoring position, because all it takes is an error with a runner in scoring position to score a run. And so it doesn't surprise me that we're there, but I think just what we're trying to do in the box confidence-wise is make them understand who they are and what their strengths are, and just being able to foul off the weaknesses so they can stay in there at bat. And I think this just from February to March, we're even a different team in the box. We've cut our strikeouts down a lot. We're competing more. We're swinging at better pitches. So I just think as we see more live pitching and understand that no one's going to beat us with their pitching, that we're getting more confidence ourselves just as a staff.
Well, in the circle, the Lady Braves have shown remarkable improvement and currently rank 7th among PBC schools with a 2.79 earned run average. Talk about your 1-2 punch of Natalie Kleeman and Selena Ashley this season and what they've meant to the overall success of this season.
Well, I think everybody knows that softball has really started in the circle, and they're responsible for almost every single play that we have. And you know, I first want to just say out loud, I have very hardworking pitching and catching staff, and that's not just those two. It's the catchers that catch them, it's the girls that catch them, and kudos to them for working so hard. You have to have a hard worker and a horse in the circle, because it's a mental game. And I think what we've done is we've kind of gone up and down with not scoring enough runs for them or not playing enough good defense for them, and I think they've held their ground very well, and I think that they know that sometimes we're going to get it done and sometimes it's going to be tough, but they're going to keep fighting, and I'm so proud of them. I mean, I think they're also pretty good friends, so I think that helps feed off each other, and I know that if they continue to do what they're doing, that we'll have a chance to be in the Peach Belt tournament. So.
All right, well, we're going to take our next commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to head softball coach Brittany Bennett, so stay tuned.
At the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, our student athletes find balance between their academic and athletic activities. With graduation rates higher than the national average, Our athletes excel in academics and have won the Peach Belt Conference President's Academic Award twice in the last 4 years. Since 2009, 43 athletes have been named NCAA All-Americans, and last year, 40 made All-Conference. Catch their winning spirit and support the Braves.